graphic, we're going to go ahead and drop that logo in there. That logo is just going to sit here, and we're going to type in race day. That's it. So we're going to make that in black. And this week I think I'm going to stick with, I want something tall. No. I'm going to do Anton regular. Let's do something very, very basic. We're just going to do something tall. Thick and tall, right? It's nothing crazy. We're going to convert to shape, and what this does is it gives us more access to like all the anchors and stuff, and it gives us like the full transform box without having to do anything crazy. And then I'm going to change the perspective, and then we're going to open it up a little bit. Right. Send, maybe go the other way. Distort lets you grab like all the angles. You can do whatever you want with each angle, right? Like it lets you do a lot more crazy stuff with it. We're gonna do it though, so we can bring it up a little bit taller. We're gonna pop it tall. Let's work on perspective again. What do you guys think of that? How's that look? Center real quick. See what it looks like here in a second, because I've got an idea of what we're going to do with these images. So the first images that we're going to do, I'm going to group these together so you guys don't have to see these again, and I'll show you what we're going to work on. I'm going to pull up the images first out of Finder. So we're going to go downloads. I got this image because we're going to Watkins Glen. This image because we're going to Watkins Glen, and there was another one that I thought I picked up and I might have lost already. So we're going to go back and go Watkins. iRacing. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Watkins Glen. Feeling. I would rather use a real photo if I can find a real photo. Drop this. Alright, so we're going to separate this into 3 different images. This is actually going to go all the way to the back. It's going to kind of make up our back image. It's going to kind of be floating back there. So we have behind the text and everything like that. We're going to have our entry image, which is going to be this one. So I'm actually going to go inside here. We're going to copy it. We're going to come back. We're going to paste it right over the top. Then we're going to position this, resize it after we get back to Smart Object. Because it has issue saving for whatever reason, so this has been my workaround to just avoid it altogether. So if you guys ever like try to do your stuff and it kind of gives you like editing problems and things, this has been my workaround. With the pen tool, I'm just gonna go over here. I may come back and do that tower. Right now. In a group, we're going to go ahead and mask that top layer. We're going to invert that so that we get what we want. There we go. So this one, open it up as well. Lock it. We're going to grab it. So this is an image from iRacing itself. We're going to select the sky. It should be pretty quick because it's not super pixelated or anything like that. So it should be pretty self-explanatory to just set it. So we'll do it that way. We'll convert this to a smart object. That way it's already done and everything we copy, paste it over to here, right? And then we're going to deal with it. People are like, well, that didn't really make much of a difference. Well, give it a second, man. Come on. Give me some time here. All right. So now I want to adjust that perspective because I want it to seem like we're kind of going downhill, right? Oh, wrong one. Control T it, and I'm going to hit that distort. Distort now. We're going to come back in and take the Sunoco sign, so we're not too worried about the Sunoco sign. We don't need it to be perfect. We don't want to warp the walls too much. That's like the other big thing we want to avoid here. We don't want to distort it so much that we just absolutely lose credibility of the image, but we want this turn to be identifiable, right? So we're going to position it to where we can see the turn. We're going to go back inside. the smart object that we saved, right? So boom, and there's that Sunoco sign. And I don't need all the Sunoco sign, but I'll take from a little bit above the base, and I'll come up all the way. We're just gonna trace with the pen tool, and while we're doing it, go ahead, make sure there's no fill. Come back down. Keep in mind like what these actual shapes look like when you're doing it. Like this isn't a straight point, right? Like it's not a knife point. It's like a 90-degree cut, right? Or like a 45-degree cut. And same thing here. It's a flat cut and then another flat and then a flat cut. Like it's not just straight down. So you got to make sure you get that depth to really sell these images. And then I'll show you another thing that we can do instead of this, right? So I'll go through all this just to show you guys, like, oh, we could have done this a different way too. Like this doesn't necessarily have to be the only way. And this may be right or wrong with that little piece that's sticking out. But we're gonna find out when we go and grab a second image after this one. See how it's kind of like humped over? It's not a straight line there. Down here, up, here, down. Off that square angle there. There, and then we're going to get around the bottom here. To this, make another cut, down, and then we're just going to bring it all the way down here to match the same height. Boom. And then we're going to say this is what we want. We're going to copy it, and that's all we're going to do with this one. We're just going to hit save, Control save, even though we didn't really do anything. We're going to close the layer, and then we're going to go back, and then on top of the other layer, we're going to post it back in there, right? Like boom. Now it's in here, and it's not as messed up. We can make it bigger, but the problem that we're going to run into when we make it bigger here, even with the convert smart object, it's going to pixelate. Like it's going to start to pixelate, and there's just nothing that we can do about it. And I'm not a big fan of pixelation. I think what it's looking like now is still pretty good because it kind of gives off the depth, right? We're going to add it like a little blur and make it look about right. Exposure layer, and we're gonna kind of work a little bit at a piece, a little bit at a time until we figure out what we want to do, right? Like it's not gonna be 100% perfect right off the bat. We're chasing perfection, but we're never gonna be 100% perfect. And if we try to be 100% perfect, we're drive ourselves nuts trying to be. So there's that one. We'll keep it. Next layer over, I do want to drop an exposure. It's like we're coming down the hill, like the clouds have hit it, right? I think that's good. Might do a blur gallery with the iris blur. And we're gonna open this up so that the square matches more the design of the graphic itself. And we're gonna open it all the way up because the eyes are really gonna be focused on that, like that center part of that race day, so there's going to be like a blur around the corners and stuff. That's what I'm going for with that look. So go ahead and blur that out. This one will do the same thing. We'll do an iris blur. I don't want it to be as strong, so we're going to take it light. I like that one. And then we're going to add some shadow to it as well because it's like off to the side. I want it to look like kind of looking through a window, like that's the depth that I'm trying to get here. Some of that. We're going to open this and we're going to give it that good old camera raw filter, let it kick in. You can see it's kind of tearing up that blue a little bit, but I particularly like it. There we go. We're going to open up this track image and do the same thing. We're going to filter and add the same camera raw filter again. It's just a high texture and high clarity. We're going to Control S and save it. We're going to go back and we're going to go back to the original track image of these cars, and we're going to do a camera raw filter to this as well. Oof, that looks really good. I like that. Alright, so what I want to do now, because there's there's some interesting stuff to this image, and I might try to like touch up on this one, right? So I'm going to create an outline of what that original is, right? Boom, that's there. Okay. Now I want to do, man, the tire's gonna be hard to do. Let's see. This one. Copy from, oh, it's way too small, dude. Oh, it's gotta open TikTok. I don't want TikTok, man. I want an image. Give me an image. Oh, there's a color of the energy. Whoa, looking for things so naturally. Where's me? The color of the energy. I can't believe I can't find this pic. Looking for infield tractor tire, infield tractor tire. There's a couple options. Let me do this one. Just gonna make it till we make it, I guess. If you ever seen these tires, man, the cuts, the ridges, like you can stick like several fingers in there. They're pretty deep. Kind of see it here. No way. Doesn't need to be perfect, I guess, because we're gonna blend the grass into it. And then we're gonna go ahead and mask it out. And then we're gonna flip. We're going to convert to a smart mask. We're actually going to put it behind it. I'm gonna see what happens here. It's really I'm looking, because I'm pretty sure this is Crandon. I'm looking to see if I can find Crandon. Crandon iRacing. So I'm gonna find a good shot of that pillar. The weekend, I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. These two, so we got these two now. Oh shit. Get rid of that first. Then we're gonna merge it. Then we're gonna select it again. And then we're gonna hide it. Wait, I don't wanna wait. So that's what that So, make another copy of it. Invert the other way. And how am I going to do this? Let me make a gradient map so that we have black and white. Alright. So this is going to be the easiest way that I can think to do this, guys. What I'm trying to do is I'm going to try and separate this grass that's floating around here. Okay, we're going to hide the rest of this. We don't need to see it. We just want to separate the grass. So I put a gradient map over it. Now I'm going to put levels over it. And the levels, what I'm trying to do is get rid of all the grays while also making the blacks blacker. You can kind of see how it's all blacked out there. You got kind of like the blur. You gotta find a way to play with it, right? Right, there we go. Let's see what we're going for there. It's almost like threshold. If you look at threshold, threshold does like marks and everything's in black and stuff, right? I think that's good there. So now I'm gonna take all these, I'm gonna merge them again. Boom, right? Then I'm gonna invert. Whoa, like what? Yeah. And we're gonna hit screen. And if we turn on, it sits, over the stuff in the background. I copy this before we go further. Okay, so it sits that way. We should be able to convert this to a smart object that stays in screen and be able to not do anything like I thought we could. The rest of these, there we go. Now to see, why is it red like that? Why does it not look right? Don't know what the hell I'm doing. I hate this part. It does not work. Alright, so we'll do it this way then. So select, move the lower layer, so this is all we got. We're gonna select color range, and it's gonna be black. We're just gonna do it all across here, so it's all black. We're gonna say we don't want the white dust, or the white. So it looks something like this as we're doing it, right? We should be able to mask them, invert maybe, I don't know. Whoa, 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 whoa. There you go. This layer, just go blue, and let's get rid of the blue. Just take my picture. This house. Alright, so we have all those dust particles that we're hoping looks good, if I'm being honest, man. I'm having doubts right now. Just saved it, and we're gonna get rid of the mask that's on this layer. It's actually not bad at all, because when we bring back race week or race day, which is somewhere in here, yeah, I'm not liking the way that that one looks. Let me keep this up here. Alright, we're going to open this up. generative expand, let that do its thing. So we're going to do generative expand with Firefly to kind of let that do its thing. It's not bad. I like that darker look there. Okay, we'll go with that. And we're going to bring this down to this layer. We're going to merge these two and we're going to bring it back. Boom. Alright, and then we're going to save. What that'll do is that'll keep everything plus remove the background, so that when we come back over here, now if you look, we got floating pieces and stuff that are kind of floating around and everything, which is pretty cool. Kind of adds to that effect a little bit. And then we can filter here, we can add an iris blur to these cars. Bring it in. San Rico. Drop it real low though, because we don't want to blur them out completely. Open up with black, I think. Up and this up. Shrink this a little bit more. So we had this, we're gonna select, we're gonna modify, we're gonna expand it by 25. It's like the perfect number that I found watching another video. So whenever it pops up, it says expand the selection, expand it by 25, you've got space. And again, we're just gonna hit remove. We're just gonna let it do its own thing, and it's gonna get rid of hopefully all that stuff and just kind of create a flat area for us to work with, so that we can keep the depth effect with the other sign that we took out. I was going to pull up another Sonico image, but I can't find one that I like. I'm just going to grab a realistic one from the track. Sonico track sign. A lot of them are copyrighted and I can't use them. I'm not going to steal them. I'm not going to remove the logos. I don't like to do that kind of stuff. Like some of you could definitely just like grab the photo and use it, but I don't like to just steal photos that people have logos on. And sometimes I'll get photos from people that are like, hey, make this graphic, and it's got somebody's logo on it, and I have to like remove it because this is what the customers paid for. Like it's their image, right? Like I don't know what else to do with that situation. If you guys know what to do, let me know in the comments. Like I definitely would like to know another perspective. If maybe I'm in the wrong here and there's like a different perspective that I could go with. That worked out there actually. I like this little offset look that it's got. This one above. I want it behind this one. That's what I want. I want to make sure the particles and stuff stay right there. We're gonna do a drop shadow for it, so that there's some kind of depth, right? There we go. And then we're going to also do an exposure layer over the top. Doesn't need anything crazy. We're gonna clip it on it. And we use the gradient tool to just kind of paint down. And what we're doing is we're trying to get the depth of feel. And you'll see here in a little bit whenever we go and we try to blur the race day in a bit. We're still trying to figure out what's going on with this stuff. And then this is like an actual photo from like the track and stuff from like that distance. So I'm just trying to like fit that into the background here for a little bit of realism. And again, we're gonna, I think we already did it, but we'll do it again just to double check. There, I don't like that. Okay, So on the track image, we're going to do an exposure layer. We're going to drop the exposure on it because it looks like it's further back, but because our eyes are focused here, I want to open up a little bit. I just want like the corners to feel like they're kind of closing in a little bit in the distance. Convert this to a smart object. Convert to a shape first, and then we'll convert to a smart object. And the only reason why we do that is so we can go back and forth on any changes that we want to make. Like say we wanted to go through and change the type of blur, or change the blur settings. On a smart object, it's easier than on a rasterized layer. Rasterized layer, it's permanent, you can't do any kind of adjustments. Whereas a smart object will open this up, right? And you can open these arrows, and then you can double click on your blur gallery, and it will let you make that adjustment. Whereas if you remember, we made adjustments to this sign, right? Blur gallery there. Made a camera filter adjustment to this. Can't change it because it's what it is, and we've probably gone too many steps now. So that one's done. But I think that'll be good. I might these ones paint some of this because there we go. Yeah. Make it look like dirt, right? I don't think I would need to change this, but it's interesting. Can I do hue? No, hue's not dark enough. Almost just a brush, kind of like that one. I'm down, no job. Out it, down and there we go. But that's a quick and easy one. That's how we're gonna do this one. I think it came out pretty good. There's a little bit of space right here, and the only reason why is because like the cars are that far away. Unfortunately, it would take more work to remove all this and then try to keep the fidelity of the dirt texture and stuff, which is what I want to keep, which I may end up going through and trying to keep all this because this is a really nice shot to grab this dirt and use in future references. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Actually, no, we're not done. Last week, remember we talked about these. We're going to take the texture layer, we're going to move on to the texture layers and the flare layers. We're going to drop those two over it as well. We're going to copy it, we're going to come back over, switch to the untitled layer, which is our race day layer. We're going to paste both, we're going to let that catch up for a second. We're going to go ahead, and I think it's this layer, yep, we're going to hide that layer first. We're just going to center one. See, it kind of added some texture. Just white sparkles textures. It kind of makes it look a little bit more like glistening. And then you can double up, do some more. I do color dodge. It's just a normal texture layer. It looks like this. You can do a lot of things. It can work as smoke. You can work as, many different things. I really like it when it comes to just color dodge. Like it just makes it look really, really cool. And the other one was a light flare. We're gonna figure out the best way to kind of make this one work. We're gonna recenter it. Change the hue and saturation to maybe something a little bit more blue. I like that orange though. Let me see that orange. The orange is kind of nice. I like that. Alright. There it is, guys. And so just like that, we are done. This is what the graphic for the race day for this week at Watkins Glen is going to look like for the iRacing Short Course Pro 2 Series, sponsored by Connor Berry Racing. So I hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Any suggestions, drop them in the comments. Check out Pro 2 on, I think they're on Track TV. I can't remember which one they're on. I'll have to look that one up. But make sure you guys check them out on Wednesday nights. It's always awesome. Follow their socials and stuff. Me and another guy do a lot of the graphics, and it's a lot of fun to represent these leagues and to do stuff with them. So appreciate you guys' support. You guys have a good one. Completed contents. Close that. Alright guys, here's the next graphic that we're going to work on. This is the live now graphic that gets posted with IRSC whenever they go live on social media or they go live on YouTube. So we're going to remake this weekly one that we do every week, and you know, I'll walk you guys through the process of what I usually do for that so you can do it yourself. So we're going to hit live now. Or just make a copy of it. Same thing, we're going to go home, we're going to hit new file, we're going to go 1050. We're going to keep the 1080 by 1350 at a 300 resolution. We're going to go ahead and hit that create button, and then we're just going to drop